done since I last saw you?
So, I upgraded my shop.
Ooh, we got the golden cash register.
Yep, I have
Some new cases.
put some new things here on the side so that I'm making way more money. I currently have 239,000.
What about the sale? What's that little sale thing right there?
I can put things in here when I remember to, and it will sell them.
Just for like how much money does like you get on discount?
I don't know, actually. It's just for slightly less. It's just to balance out the prices. I don't know who this girl's name is.
Maybe she's a second act damsel.
Ooh, that might be interesting. I'd like to sell all of these, please. How do I move these?
Leaves. We got some orange powder. Don't ask what orange powder is, or else we'll have to get you. What other weapons have you upgraded on, John, as well? Just in case she snitches.
You know what? I can't remember what I was gonna do today.
You're gonna play Moonlighter.
No, you dip flip. That's not what I meant. Oh wait, no. Today is magnetic tool. You're a magnetic tool.
You know it, baby.
You know that's not what I meant, Sam.
What does she want? She just wants to sell this stuff?
Yeah, so like if I give this stuff to her, then she will sell it while I'm in the dungeon.
So you have an employee?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You don't even know her name?
No, like it doesn't actually tell you her name.
Well, we need to give her a name. We got to.
Yeah, we do. I agree.
I think we should give her a name, but like not one that's like humiliating. Like we got to give her something.
Yeah, like
that
a person
works,
name.
Like a person name, not like a cat name.
How about
like those YouTubers that just give people cat names.
You're right. It's like Fluffy. Hey there, Fluffy. Come over here, Fluffy.
No. You're gonna be like Elizabeth or something. You're an Elizabeth now.
Oh, Lizzie? Yeah, I call her Lizzie. I actually like that.
Oh, that's an example, but all right.
I actually like Lizzie.
All right, Lizzie.
Do I even have any magnetic tools? I mean, I'm a magnetic tool. That's why you're watching us.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any.
Well, time to go kill some stuff then.
Yes, sell that. Sell that. Sell that.
Are you saying salad?
No, I'm saying sell that.
That sounds like an Italian way to say salad.
Sell that. Sell that.
Hey ma, give me the salad.
Hey, give me the salad when you had your meatballs.
We're very mean.
We're very. I don't know anything about Italian people,
but I'm sure that they're nice people.
Bold and brave. Yeah.
Bold and brave. Land of the meatball.
If you find anything we said rude or offensive, leave it in the comments below.
Leave it in the comments.
Today
is the last day
for magnetic tool. So I need to go out and find more blade sprouts. Right? I need to find more blade sprouts for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you actually talk about? Renoka. Your entire life has been spent in Renoka, boy. What do you wish to know before your time? The birth of Renoka? That was a crazy time. Once the dungeons were discovered, people flocked from every land. Renoka quickly became the most diverse town in existence. Gold just flowed into your pockets, and everyone walked around with a smile. It was a town far different than it is now. Oh, you want to know more about that stubborn grandfather of yours? Even Crazy Pete would often sit together at this night at fire at night. He sat right where you are now, actually. The three of us would discuss the day's lows and highs. I remember the night your grandfather dropped his pack, lit a cigar, and just sat in silence with a grin on his face. After an awkward silence, he told us, "My daughter had a son today. We never saw him again." Dude, I am unstoppable.
Oh, in this dungeon.
Yeah, I'm killing the rainforest so hard. I mean, that's what it gets, right? That's what it gets for messing with me.
What are you trying to get?
Blade people. And, I'm just filling up on crap, too. Crazy Pete. So Crazy Pete apparently dived into all these dungeons at one point. I think these are notes in his camps that are left out. The problem is there's no freaking... There's no, like, I keep finding, like, really dope crap, but... Come on. But, it's never Blade people. It's never them Blade folks. I gotta find 4 tonight. I just shot grass with an arrow. So yeah, no, things have been kind of chill lately. How have you been recently, Sam? I haven't really talked to you too much.
Nah, ever since you
I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all.
Ever since you were with Haley, so I haven't really been able to talk to you. That's mainly why I wanted to do writing for you, or like in any type of writing, because then it would just be a chance for us to talk.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, Haley and I have just been, I mean, we're engaged, so like things have been pretty good. But honestly, like I have pretty bad habits when I hang out with Haley. Namely, I don't come back and like I don't go to sleep until like really, really late. We just keep hanging out, and then we just fall asleep, and it's way too late. Lose track of time. I'm watching anime. Come on. So yeah, Sam, tell the folks at home what you've been writing.
We've just been doing some. I've just been doing a little Dungeons and Dragons writing, trying to make a little campaign. Trying to just basing it off the knowledge that I know, read up on a Wikipedia page, and then
You gotta talk louder than that, man.
I know I gotta talk louder, but I don't talk louder. Like I don't talk louder than this, John. Otherwise, I'd just be yelling things at you, which is
you kind of have to yell. That's okay.
I don't like yelling, but it's just a story that I was hoping John would look at today, because I worked a lot yesterday on it. So that's what I've been working on. It's based on Dante's Inferno, and so I read up all over it. I read up on it, and then I developed it, on my own.
And like, what aspects of Dante's Inferno did you adapt?
I adapted all the places, but not all the people. In Dante's Inferno, Dante takes a lot of time to talk about the people who would be in the circles, and it's basically his version of history being put into a more religious light, especially due to historical differences. So like, you'd see like Cleopatra and the Circle of Lust, like everybody knows stuff like that. But it's very based on his own it's based on his own wisdom that he finds to be right. So he'll describe someone who wronged him, and he'll put him in a special circle where he thinks someone should be, or he'll put in ancient pagans or stuff like that into their own special places. It's really difficult without actually telling the entire story. But besides that, I would say it's a understanding of history from Dante's own standpoint. So, yeah, that's the stuff I didn't put in because I wasn't a big fan of it, and also I really find that he was just kind of condemning people back and forth, even though they might have been great people. I don't find his opinions to be as religiously just as everyone else's. It's just how it works. So that's what I've been working on.
When you talked about it to me, you talked about a lot of like the philosophical and theological aspects of it. And like it sounded really dope, honestly.
Are any of these the Blade guys?
Nope.
Well, I just thought it technically makes sense in the Bible and stuff like that, but the way that Dante's Infernos work is that people go to Heck, and Heck is separated into different levels of severity according to your crimes. So if someone was known for their wrath or for their violence, they would be put in the place of violence or the place of put into the place of violence or the place of wrath. And this was all predicated on the belief that a person's soul behaves exactly as they did in life, but they're kind of constant. So they kind of can exist in one state forever, which is what the story's based off of. So if someone is wrathful, they stay wrathful forever, and they stay in that punishment forever because they were wrathful in life. In my opinion, that's kind of baloney. Even though it does make sense, and it makes sense, it does make sense from the standpoint that he's explaining it. But it's really hard to have an actual story where the main character was kind of virtuous in that sense.
Yeah.
I found it very presumptuous because he was kind of like it's a fan fiction for Christianity. Just
self-insert fan fiction.
Yeah, it was a self-insert fan fiction about Christianity and who he deemed to be wrong. And so it was just a lot of historical people or mythological people and what he deemed to be what parts of humanity. Is this it?
Yeah, these are them.
All right. What part of humanity he condemns. And I found it to be very stupid because a lot of them were just punished for not even knowing about Christianity. I was like, that's a very stupid idea because that was a very stupid idea in my opinion. Did you get the notes?
Huh?
Did you get the notes?
Yeah, I got everything I need.
All right. I found it to be very stupid, even though it makes sense when it comes to the spirit stuff. When it comes in Christianity, not to say Christianity is stupid. I just think that from a story standpoint, you have to take a little creative liberties in order to tell a theme. Because if you don't do that, your characters have there's no place for them to be there. You can replace any character you want, in my opinion, with just a nameless person. That's why I didn't want there to be like any people. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say about it.
So it's kind of interesting because you're almost like writing a fan fiction about a fan fiction. Oh,
yeah.
It's a thief dude. He's a thief boy.
Who's the thief?
That fellow over here.
Oh, looks like a girl.
Kinda does. Come on. Did he not like the price here? 6,000 was too much. Surprise, surprise.
They like that one.
I like the spear.
They like the book.
Oh, the book. Okay, the book's selling well. Or basically a bookstore at this point. Will and Noble. Oh, maybe her name should be Noble. I don't know. I like Lizzie.
I think they liked it.
You know, there was this one time. You know, they have rose petals in this
They
game.
like it. They did.
Okay, nice. They have rose petals in this game. Do you remember Devin?
Like it. Yeah, Devin.
Yeah, Devin. Last name withheld.
Yeah.
So one time when he was dating Maddie, I think, in high school, he
He's going to the gauntlet.
wanted to set up a romantic picnic
He likes
for. I can see Sam.
Yeah, but I don't want you to be distracted and miss very important parts of the game.
I don't know. These are all super well priced. And he wanted to set up a romantic picnic for his girlfriend. And he was like, I want to get rose petals.
Yeah.
He's going to set it up, I think it was in George Bush Park,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And he wanted to set up rose petals for her. And so he was like, I don't want to buy these rose petals. We were at like Kroger or something, you know? And I was like, why? What's the big deal? And he's like, could you just ask? And like, I didn't know. I was just like a dumb teenager. I didn't know anything. And I was like, okay. And so he comes up. I go over to the floral area, and I'm just like, hey, could I get some rose petals? And and like, you know, Devin's kind of like hiding behind me almost. And the chick there is like, what on earth do you need rose petals for? You're like 12. And I'm like, I don't friggin' know. My friend wants. And I just kind of ratted him out. And so but they had like plastic bags, like full of rose petals.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that men these days don't have to buy the petals and rip
Oh,
them
what the
off
crud?
the plant.
Why is there like a list of people? Preserved root. Yeah, sure. Okay. Fertilizer. Yeah, all right. The old man left too. All right. I'm pretty sure I already have that crap. Man. It is so incredibly satisfying to look at your earnings for the day.
How much do you make today?
So much. I made 130,000.
That is very good.
I remember when I was like proud of getting like 5,000. I was like, yeah, I made 5,000 gold today. And I was like 130,000. I was like, pfft, it was a good day.
It was a good day.
Let's do how much fertilizer do I need? I need 5 fertilizer. I just need to check to see how much I have. Okay. Nice. March 28th. April. Okay, so tomorrow, ancient wood, preserved root, fertilizer. Okay, I'm just gonna sell as much crap as I can for the next few days. All I need to do is keep the top 3 things there. I just need to keep those things from being sold.
Preserved root.
These 3 things here.
Those 3?
Yep.
The rest is sell?
Yep, everything else we're clearing out. Spring cleaning, because it's April now. It's April 1st. Thank goodness April Fools doesn't exist in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Forest Tangle Notes. Do I need those? I don't think so. Okie dokie. Oh wait, it's nighttime. I'm gonna go out. Excuse me.
Is there any way to increase your inventory?
I don't know if there is, actually. Ooh, actually, let's take a look-see.
You already got the register.
Increase the popularity of Renoka. I've bought everything, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've bought everything except for the final building, so I need to beat the Fire Temple. Yeah, I've got everything. Let's.
You got the best weapons?
Unless I go into the Fire Temple.
Oh.
Which I can do. Because I don't need to be in the Forest Temple for the next few days. Because I have,
You already have your investments ready.
Desert Dungeon. Only for heroes.
No, that's not the fire dungeon.